The only man who wants to stay with me.
I don't know.
But you do?
I do.
That's good.
Why is Mom so different around other people?
I think this is who she is.
You love me.
Of course.
You're not born.
No.
The fact that she's comfortable flaunting all these relationships around all of us, you're better than that.
She's different. That's what I like about her.
I just want to feel joy in my life.
You want to tell me why you didn't come home last night?
Not really.
This isn't a game, Melinda.
It's always been a game. The truth is, if you were married to anyone else, you'd be so bored you'd kill yourself. Do you think we'll ever be just happy?
God, I hope so.
Hello.
Howdy, howdy. How's it going?
How are you doing?
I'm
Good.
good. I'm good. I'm ready for this exciting episode of Salty Popcorn with a splash of water. Yeah.
Psychological drama, thriller,
Exactly. So for those that didn't read the title,
erotic.
yes, we got more than some side boob in this movie. I can
It
tell
wasn't
you.
it wasn't that erotic though. I mean,
It was enough for one man to dream a dream and be happy, you know. So for those that didn't read the title, we're talking about 2022 Deepwater, which features Ben Affleck and Ana de Maras, directed by Amon Mission and Grayman Cassidy. So the director was Adrian Lin too, right?
yeah, Adrian Lee. So this is what I wanted to say. Like Adrian, like he is the director of The Unfaithful as well with the Richard Gere. So probably, I'm not sure if you watched that movie or not.
Yes, I will remember. So in Indecent Proposal, that's what I remember it as.
Oh my God, that's my favorite one. I mean,
Yes, so
you know what?
he
I'm
did
just
that.
gonna
He did
Google all
Fatal
these
Attraction and Lolita.
Oh, Lolita is amazing as well.
Good.
I like this story.
Exactly. So a good director. So this movie essentially talks about how Ben Affleck, who's married to another exciting woman, this time in the movie, not just in real life. He's married to a woman that essentially believes in open marriage, and she goes off and has multiple lovers, and suddenly, like, her lovers start disappearing or showing up or turning up dead. So there's always a question of what's one willing to do for the sake of love, kind of thing. And the wild part of all of this is that they also have a 6-year-old daughter, you know, as a course, and the dynamic that they have is quite interesting. So, but yeah, the movie itself, it's an hour 55 minutes. It's under drama and psychological thriller, one of Saliya's, favorites. And like you said, some exotic elements to it and some thriller and all that exciting stuff. So Saliya, what is it about this movie that really turns you on, so to speak?
Psychological psychological thriller drama. I told you, like, I like Gone Girl,
Mm.
The Good Things, whatever that is basically about like psychology and people's mentality and how they react.
Mm.
I really like, and what really like basically that I really like about this movie was because usually men are the one that they are talking about like an open relationship. So, and I bet like this is my question. Like men, they usually say that, but if it's like vice versa, they can deal with it. So apparently, if you talk about open relationship, you have to accept the same from your wife or your girlfriend or everything. But men themselves, if they really like the woman, if they really love her, they can support that shit. So for me, this movie was very interesting because at the end, you could see the jealousy, obsession, and I really like the Ben Affleck's behavior. Like, so you could really see that he's suffering because he really loved her. So I do really think if a man really, really, really loves a woman, like deep inside, not only like a physical or like a lust or everything, if he really loves her, he would never, ever talk about an open relationship. Men, they talk about their open relationship is mostly because they're not that in love with a woman. So they just want to have their other options, their options to be open and also be with her because they like her, probably he likes her, but it's not like a real love, because if either you like it or not, when you love someone, you have a feeling of possession. You don't want someone else to be with that woman. So people that they just talk about open relationship, you need to know that he doesn't really love you. So, they have another issue. They are so unlike. They're so different. I don't know, like Ben Affleck is very quiet, kind of creepy. I don't know. His personality is way different from her, and she's more like a talkative and more like sociable. So, and probably she's looking like more for like an adventure. And I have a feeling that he doesn't give it to her. So maybe if he was like more adventurous in bed, or like more like, more active, or not like only being like a traditional, sex. It was more like, I don't know,
vibrant and all over the place and like
maybe she wouldn't have a look for other lover maybe as well, because they're also very different.
Perhaps, but however, some people might still chase that feeling of adventure in other people, right? So as much as you might find adventure in things and in activities, maybe for this woman, it's the excitement comes from the exchange, from the pursuit, from the initial flirtation that happens. And once you're with someone for some time, you most likely you can know all the cards, but it's hard to always bring a spark into a relationship that's been ongoing for many, many years. But in their case, it was still from the jump, she was wanting an open relationship, and the fact that they were still relatively young, right? So it's not like they didn't have the opportunity to play every card in the book before opening up things to open marriage. But you're right. I understand that, sometimes all it takes is willingness and open-mindedness to try and pursue new things to spark a relationship. But maybe that was not the case in Ben Affleck's Ben Affleck's character. So
But he also tried to make her think that he went with another woman. And did you see how jealous she became?
Oh yes, of course, of course.
So I have a feeling that at the end, no one can tolerate that. If like at the end it's like that, yo, what's going on? But I don't know. I just like Ben Affleck and how he was, but it was very creepy, and he was basically removing every lover.
Yes. So then I guess the delivery of how he came off as creepy, possessive, not maybe possessive, maybe territorial. I think that's probably the term to describe him, is that he feels.
I don't think he was territorial. That was his wife. Like,
yeah, his wife is territorial. Is like, this is my wife kind of thing, you know. So, but I think to be able to handle that kind of dynamic, let's say you do open yourself up to your partner wanting to try new things, and that is the new thing. I think a lot of people would kind of react similar to Ben Affleck, right? So my biggest worry is that because of their tumultuous relationship, this is what is standard for their daughter to see, and it might impact her too when she grows up. Because if you remember, there's a part in the part in the movie where the daughter was very open, say, "Oh, mom's with a friend at yada yada yada," and then that becomes her norm, right? So she didn't see it as taboo or suspicious, just said it. And so if you think the mom is messed up in the brain and the dad's messed up brain, would you imagine what this girl is going to be like when she grows up, you know? So, but yeah, so was there any standout scenes for you?
Actually, I watched it like 6 months ago, but I remember there was a scene that I really liked. There was a scene that she was, I don't know if you remember, she was asking him a question, and then, oh, okay. She told him, he said, okay, so if I'm a murderer, if I'm a killer, you need to be afraid of me. He told to another armor that her name was Melinda here, I guess. So he told her, she said, "You are a killer. You are a murderer. You murder all my lovers." And he kept saying, "No, I'm not." But then he said, "So why you are here? Why you are here? Why, if I'm a killer, so what are you doing here? You're not afraid of me." And then she said, "No, I'm not afraid of you." And he said, "Why?" And then, I love this. And then she said, "Because you love me and you kill for me."
Exactly.
So that's why I'm not afraid of you. I was like, oh my goodness, that was the best answer ever, which was true. So she was.
Is this the kind of person you want? A man that will kill for you?
This is the love. This is like a real love.
I am scared for you to meet any boyfriend, husband that you might have.
He wasn't doing anything to her. So she was like, "If you kill for me, that means like you really love me, so you're not gonna hurt me." And of course, he wasn't hurting her.
Sometimes all it takes that one last straw, and then
that was a really turn off.
I need to preserve you in this little museum, so I can always love you for a long time. So therefore, he might not kill her, but he might lock her down in the basement.
But that, like, who's gonna kill for someone? You basically need to love that person a lot. that you commit a crime. That basically you don't think about yourself. You don't think that you're gonna get caught. You're gonna put at the prison. You know, so he really loved her. I mean, for me, when I was watching that movie, for me, he really loved her.
Yes, he cared, or he was very territorial. I'm going back to that territorial element.
Maybe I like territorial men.
Yes, I think that might be it. I mean, it's not so much maybe he loved her. He just, he just doesn't want anyone to mess with her because that's his person, right? But that's the way I perceive it. But is it love? I'm not sure, because yes, love can make you do stupid things, or you turn a blind eye to something, but there might be a limit to one's love. Maybe murder is not one of them, but for most people, it is.
But I'm just saying, like, her response to him was
Very
right.
smart.
It
Yes.
was actually very smart, and it was true.
It was
she
true.
said, "I'm sure you love me, because who's gonna kill for you kill for me?" That said a lot.
Yes, fair enough. Okay, for me, my favorite scene was actually at the end. So a spoiler alert, I guess, is when Vic is essentially getting rid of a body, and his neighbor kind of finds him, right? And then that whole chase and action sequence that happens afterwards, and then just like here we are thinking that the movie's going to be over this way, but turns out there was an interesting turn of events for people. So I'm not going to spoil it too much, but definitely watch it.
Yeah, please watch it.
Yeah,
people that are into psychology, drama, thriller, the mystery, they want to find out what's going to happen.
Yes. So anyone that kills for love, essentially kills or
everybody who loved Unfaithful
messes with their partners on a psychological level. No, it's really
everybody who like everybody who like Unfaithful or Gunger should watch this.
Yes, this is correct. Okay, so then ultimately, out of 10, what do you rate this?
8.5.
8.5. Okay. I'm
or
gonna
maybe
give
9. Take it back. 9.
9. Okay, fine. For your 9, I see it as it's not my kind of movie, so I'm sorry to say it, but I'm just gonna give it like I'm gonna give it a 5.5. I'd be nice. 5.5. So that comes out to down to just under 7. So we'll round up to 7.
I guess we can never watch a movie together. Never.
Well, we can, but we'll never. One of us will be happy. The other one will be quite upset.
The other one would be sleeping on their phone.
Yes, so we're like, oh yeah. So I guess Salty Popcorn is giving it a 7. So IMDb gave it a 5.4 out of 10, and Rotten Tomato gave it a 36%. So it's a rotten movie. Sorry to tell you. So not fresh, as they call it. But however, if that gets you off, then totally go out and watch it. But if you don't want to watch for anything, at least watch it for some side boobs, some thrilling action, and some just messed up things. But all in all, that's it. So hopefully next week we'll be able to give you another wonderful episode, and definitely tune in, like, subscribe, and share. And if you watch the movie, tell us your favorite part, and if you see some side boob, drop a note down below. So yeah, but anyways, see y'all later.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye.